Good evening and bienvenue, my fond fair Rouge Raiders. This is your humble narrator, Diomedes Rouge, here to bring you yet another part of What If a Monster Hunter was sent to the world of Ruby. Oh yes. Where we last left off, romance was blooming in the air, while the dance was swirling and, well, pheromones were flying, so to speak. You know, young love and how precious it is. But this is where the real fun begins. Ruby and Jean stop the theft of vital information. Very useful, might I add. However, this is where the real fun starts, as after that, a couple of weeks pass by. Training goes back underway. The schools are, well, back into their usual settings, and everyone's beginning to get over what's happened. That is. That is until an announcement is made. Yes. A very big public announcement saying that a tournament will be starting soon, in less than a month's time, where all the students, well, their prized students, I should say, get a chance to face off against students, not only their peers, but peers from other schools, from other hunter academies, in a long, very highly held tradition. My oh my, excitement. As Team Igni is thinking about it, and considering entering in whenever they get called. Straight to Ozpin's office. Oh yes. As they reach there, "You called, Professor?" "Yes, it seems as if we've had a bit of an issue." "What type of issue, sir?" "Simple, Team Igni. Normally I wouldn't do this, but you are the only ones here one of few here who have expertise in this matter. It seems as if something from your world has entered in." "Oh?" "Yes, Igni. What is it? I need details, so we can properly prepare." "Very well, allow me. Pardon me one moment." "It's a large carnivore, similar to that of a dinosaur. It has large, dark green scales covering most of its body, with sharp, bony protrusions covering its tail and frontal mouth. And for some reason, it just seems to constantly try to eat. It's known attacking several Grimm." "Grimm? I see. And it's eating them, yes?" "Yes, at an alarming rate. Normally it wouldn't be that big of an issue, but it doesn't seem what gets in its way, it's going to try and attack. Yes, I think I know the creature you're speaking of." "Oh? Yeah. Does it emit a dark black like smoke from its mouth that seems to burn and corrode anything that gets in its way?" "Yes." "It's a Deviljho." "Deviljho?" "Yes. It's a high-ranking predator. Most importantly, it's something that's usually classified as eliminate on sight. And why is that? Professor Ozpin asks. Simple, sir. Unlike other monsters, the Deviljho will go to an area, eat its resources, until it's left it desolate, and then move on to another area, where it will in turn do the same thing over and over and over. No matter if it's in the middle of a volcano, or if it's in the middle of the Arctic, or a tundra. It doesn't matter if it's in the middle of a desert, or right next to an oceanfront property. I guarantee you if it had wings, it wouldn't care if it was in the air either. The Deviljho eats for the sake of eating. Its entire large body and frame consumes so much energy that it literally can't stop. I see. So you're saying we could starve it out? Not unless you have something that can hold it off. Considering these things can burrow in some cases, no. You're right calling on me. And on us. Have you faced one before? Yes, but I had they're not fun. They're not fun at all. In fact, they're quite the pains in the ass. They don't follow traditional movement patterns. And while you can get a good idea for their strength, as well as predict their next moves, their overall stubbornness and, most importantly, will to survive is beyond reproach. These things are literal forces of nature that will not stop until they're sated. We're going to have so much fun. Am I right, guys? You sure we shouldn't call in someone else, a few others? How long do we have to hunt it? At most, I'd say you have 3 days. 3 days? We can do that. You guys willing? Sure. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm down. Alright. Any type of backup? How about this? If you don't hear from us within the 3-day time span, notify Team Ruby and Juniper. Guarantee you they'll be very eager to try and track us down. Very well. Wish you good luck. Thank you. Happy hunting. Alright, everybody, let's go lock and load. Right. As well. The first one to armor up and gear up is, well, obviously Igni, being very excited to hunt a Deviljho again. But after him, well, the rest of the team enters in and begins to suit up. Eugene donning his Xenogore armor. Galen his Tiger X armor. And of course, Natalia armoring up with her Odo Garan gear. Galen, having enough time, grabs his new favorite toy, the switch axe, finding it to be very useful for the way he likes to fight. Oh yes, I gave everyone some good toys. Next up, Eugene, using a mixture of Xenogore dual blades, as well as light bowgun, prioritizing keeping the dual blades out until the bowgun is needed. Him still working out the kinks for better combining them into something more his style later on. But for now, he doesn't mind having to do this, even if it is a bit more of a pain. And with Natalia, well, her grabbing a light bowgun off the shelf, getting ready and fully armored, they all begin to, well, somewhat laugh about how their lives have changed due to Igni. As Igni, he's divvying up items, potions, all sorts of things. As Gallon's gonna be right next to him, facing off on the main lines, he's giving him some demon drug, as well as a few might seeds if he's in a desperate pinch, as well as the standard health potions and, well, everyone's favorite mega potions. As for Eugene, he gives him some, well, dash juice, since he's gonna be running around flanking this creature and attacking it from many angles. In addition to that, he gives him a few null berries just in case he accidentally gets caught in the blast of any of the dragon rage. He shouldn't, but running around like dual bladers do, it is possible. And as for Natalia, she's given some, well, some dusts of life and life powder for helping out the team when she thinks it'll be necessary. In addition to that, both her and Eugene are coming in stocked full of all sorts of varieties of specialized ammunition. Eugene picking to use shredder ammo as he just feels at home having a wide area of effect shot. Meanwhile, Natalia's more into, well, crag shot and the standard mines she can set up with the light bowgun. And with that, we'll get this party started as they get in the bullhead and proceed to take off. About 2.5 hours journeys there before they even land. Ignatius goes, "Alright everyone, eat up while we can. Let's try and have a full gut before we start this fight. Remember, don't eat beyond what you're capable of. No need to gorge yourself." To that remark, Natalia goes, "We're not children, Igni. We aren't gonna stuff ourselves silly just because, we're nervous." "Yes, I know this, Natalia, but at the same point in time, I'm worried. This might be one of the rougher jobs we've ever had to do, especially considering y'all are usually used to hunting along with Ruby and Juniper. But we're by ourselves on this one." "Igni, there's no need to worry," Gallon says. "We got this. Besides, how bad can this thing be?" "As I said, it can destroy ecosystems, so pretty bad." Yes. As Eugene says, "Don't worry. We'll try and keep each other on guard. All right. Right. Let's eat. As they each begin to down a ration or two and get set up for the events. As they get dropped off and are moving through, Eugene says, "Hold up, let me check." As he activates his semblance, trying to find the creature. He sees several small entities, but towards near the end of his radar range, he senses something big, bad, and powerful. He goes, "That way." Right. Alright, everyone, stay low, stay quiet. Natalia, you stay behind us. Watch our flank. Gallon, you're with me. Right. As everyone gets their weapons readied and proceeds to move. And that's when they come across the poor sleeping Deviljho. Taking a nice long nap after seeing what's eaten his fill of mammoth-like grim. Crap. What's the matter? It's bigger than I thought. What do you mean thought? I thought it would have been a small one that came through here. Nope, it's one of the big bastards. Great. What does that mean? It means it's a female. In reptile terms, females are usually the bigger ones. They're also the more aggressive ones. Fantastic. This is gonna be one hell of a bitch. As he walks closer, says, "Y'all get ready." Right. As they begin to split up. Eugene going over to the right flank in the bushes, preparing a shot with the light bowgun. Followed up by Natalia doing the same but over in the left. Correction. Eugene over in the right, Natalia over in the left. Yep, that's right. I had to look back at the notes. Meanwhile, Gallon's waiting along the side, just preparing. Waiting for Ignatius to make his move as he's going to strike at the rear of this creature as it begins to stir, hoping to chop off its tail with the first few strikes. As Igni begins to summon his aura, surging it through his massive blade. As he angles it right above the Deviljho's head, preparing to swing it down with a massive force. As then, whenever he brings it down, thunk. Huh? What the? The creature isn't there. What? What the hell? What's going on? They saw the Deviljho sitting there. They saw it asleep, breathing, so real, so lifelike. But it's gone. As that's when they pick it up hearing someone chuckle. Thank you for joining in on our dance, Team Igni. Huh? As they look up to see a few masked people, cloaked in strange garb, wearing a familiar insignia of the White Fang. As Igni goes, "What the hell? What are you all doing here?" Wouldn't you like to know what seems to be there? One of the leaders says, walking forward. You know, you've caused me quite a few issues. First, you and your friends interrupt me at Beacon. Or should I say first you stopped us from stealing dust. Then the Beacon thing, and now this. Trying to come after our prize. Prize? You have no idea what you're messing with here, lady. You have no idea the force of nature you're trying to deal with. Tell us where the real Deviljho is now, and maybe, just maybe, I'll be so inclined as to not kick your ass too badly. Oh? And what would you do if I were not to tell you? Oh, well, simple. I'd rip your spinal cord out through your rear and then crunch it to dust and force your friends to snort it. As the rest of Team Igni's going, Ignatius. What the hell, man? Dude. No, dude, me. They interrupted our hunt. That's the worst crime you can commit against another hunter. Much less against my team. Not to mention, from the way they're sounding, they're trying to capture the Deviljho. They deserve no mercy. No mercy whatsoever. If they don't start talking, I'm going to make sure to break them very slowly. As they begin to see a dark aura begin to resonate around Igni. Igni, calm down. No calming down. Tell me where the show is. My, you are quite the easily irritated one, aren't you? Only when people piss me off. Now tell me, where is Joe? Well, if you're looking for that, why don't you check behind you? As soon as, Natalia turns around, they begin to hear the thump, thump, thump of large footsteps approaching. Boom, 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 and suddenly, boom, 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 boom. As what sounds like larger and larger steps coming in at a greater and faster pace. As Igni says, everyone move! Get out the way now! Right. Everyone darts away, gathering their gear and moving to scattering to four corners of this area. As the Zhou comes running in, roaring and yelling up a storm, attacking a seemingly invisible enemy. As that's whenever Igni spots something. He spots one of the people concentrating, looking dead at the Zhou. He spots them. You. Alright. Let's see how you like to play. As he quickly raises up his slinger arm and his slinger and fires the grappling hook line into the cliff, pulling himself high upwards with his immense strength. As all of them begin to go, wait, what? As here comes Air Igni, bringing down the great sword, trying to, hack and slash anyone in the way. But upon him doing that, let's just say a certain masked individual takes none too kindly to it, bringing out his odachi to try and stop and parry him. You were the one that was with Blake that one time on the train. as he brings his sword around again, slamming into it over and over, trying to break this poor man's blade, trying to destroy his target. You're going to tell me everything. Everything. Or I'll make good on my promise and make your mask into a belt buckle after I rip you to shreds. Your anger is noted. However, as he quickly evades the next strike, spinning around and striking Igni at his sides, it blinds you to your real threat. Oh, I'm going to enjoy breaking you. As that's going on, without their main vanguard, they now have to deal with a very irritated and now very much more confused and focused Deviljho. As the first one to do anything, well, that would happen to be Galen, bringing up his switch axe and immediately going for a combo strike at the legs, trying to reduce its speed and overall maneuverability. As he's doing that, Eugene peppers a few rounds towards the center mass with his shredder rounds, trying to piss it off, or nothing else, make it look towards him as Galen attacks the feet. And meanwhile, behind him, Natalia is setting up mines for whenever they have to, fall back from the main attack. As the Deviljho feels the first few strikes from Galen's weapon, it turns to face him, ready to launch and ready to gnash him in between its massive jaws. But as it does so, it hears and then feels a large boom straight on its side as several piercing blades enter its hide, entering and mangling its flesh as it goes and turns towards to see Eugene, as Galen prepares another strike, switching to its axe, hammering it into the leg, the thigh, trying to destroy this creature's mobility, but just seeming to piss it off, as it just barely tears through the first layer of muscle fibers, as it charges straight towards Eugene and them. Eugene, using his slinger, impales a tree with it and pulls himself out the way. And as it gets close, boom! Several mines go off, causing the poor Deviljho to get disoriented as all hell. Looking around, and all that's left is Galen behind him, as it gets ready to charge towards him. Well, we'll cut back to Eugene's perspective. As he dodged out of the way, he fired his slinger again towards the other side, near the cliff where Ignatius jumped forward and upwards. He fires his slinger there, pulling him across the way. And while the poor Deviljho is distracted, he lets go midway, rolls down, and sets up a stun trap. Pardon me, sorry about that. Sets up a stun trap. And right as the Deviljho begins to run forward towards Galen, boom! The entire body and physique of it comes to an immediate halt as thousands of volts of electricity, thousands doesn't even begin to describe it. Considering the sheer mass of these creatures, millions if not billions of volts of electricity is surging through it at one time, rendering immense pain and agony as it forces them to stop in their tracks. And at that point, Eugene switches to his dual blades and downs a dash juice. Now! Hit it now, Galen! Right. As he downs his demon drug and charges in, hammering and hacking and slashing at the creature. as that's whenever Eugene charges. Demon mode! He flips his blades around and begins hacking and slashing, tearing this creature's other leg apart, while Galen is dealing large, heavy strokes of damage on one side. Eugene is peppering and slashing this poor creature's legs on the other, ripping apart tendons, fibers, muscles, going for the joints, trying to render this creature immobile. But each time they strike, this monster just seems to be getting healed by something. And that's when they remember it's a force of nature. This thing literally is an engine of destruction, according to Ignatius, which means that its metabolism burns it so high, it could probably heal fast. We need to hit it hard now. Natalia, where are you? And while Natalia would be firing at them, she's more focused on covering Ignatius, firing several shots, blasting into the mountainside, attempting to dissuade any would-be attackers. However, after the first 3 warning shots don't seem to do anything, she begins to actually pepper into the poor White Fang troops, causing them all to disperse. As, well, the female boss of the group begins to launch fire towards Igny's back, as he's still in a death match between him and the masked one. He accepts the fire on his back, not even bothering to turn towards her, just keeping on attacking and assaulting this crazed individual who dared challenge him, who dared get in his way. How dare you try and take my prey? How dare you try and get in my team's path? I will end you, he states, getting more and more ferocious and more angry. Striking, slashing, every single one of his attacks hitting powerfully, but against the walls and rocks, as this man just seems to dodge and parry every strike. But it's taking a toll on him. Every parry, he feels the force of Ignatius's strikes bouncing off of his blade. He knows if he takes any hit directly on, he's as good as dead. However, that armor of his just doesn't seem to yield, as each strike just seems to bounce off its tough hide. I'm getting tired of this, he states in anger. As that's whenever the real fun begins down below, as Natalia is forced to quickly jump between targets, firing heavy into the Deviljho, as it's beginning to spin around, and black smoke begins to emanate from its maw. But that's whenever Eugene has an idea. Natalia, mark the target. Right. She concentrates and marks the target, marks its weak point, and one of the biggest weak points happens to be the beast's neck. As Eugene says, Galen, yeah, launch me. What? He runs over straight towards Galen. I said launch me. As Galen goes, okay. And in a large circular motion, he drags his blade through the rock itself, through the floor of the ground, impacting the base of Eugene's feet. As they make contact, the sheer force and kinetic energy send him flying into the sky, as Eugene goes into a spiral movement, landing on the Deviljho's tail. And let's just say, Beyblade, Beyblade, let it rip, straight through that sucker's spine, all the way down the line. up until it gets to his head, at which point he digs his blades in and twists hard, attempting to move the creature's head, moving its trajectory, moving its breath weapon. And he succeeds. He turns its head violently, all the way towards the base of the mountain itself, and he lets loose that powerful blast, tearing and melting and slagging that mountain wall, causing it to destabilize, causing rocks to fall, causing Igni to have to jump back. And so he does. He jumps back and looks at his prize. And he goes, "Eugene, move now!" And Eugene, not wanting to argue with the man who's obviously gone nuts, does so, without even a second's thought. He jumps straight off the head of this sumbitch. And as soon as he does, well, let's just say Ignatius comes down hard with that blade, removing the head of the Deviljho at the base of the neck. Shock! With that large butcher knife-like machete he wields. And upon that, well, I wouldn't say machete. The thing's a great sword that just looks like a giant butcher knife. In case you're wondering, again, that's what this thing looks like. This thing is taller than Ignatius himself, standing at around 7 feet. And he used all of it to try and hack through this thing's neck. Successfully, I might add. However, that is only just the beginning. As soon as he does that, the rest of the White Fang move in. Reinforcements have arrived, and they begin to open fire with their machine guns, blasting at the area around them, trying to pepper them with volleys of fire. Ignatius hates to do it. He hates to do this. He loathes to do this, but he sounds the retreat. There's too much fire coming from up above, and in this case, literally, as the main female leader walks forward and begins to summon a giant fireball to strike at them as well. Igni knows he can't, even with all the potions they have, living through that would be an ordeal. Fall back now! We don't have a chance here. And they do, regrettably. They fall back. They retreat. And upon doing so, Ignatius seems even more pissed off, smashing the nearby trees as he runs, not even bothering to try and dodge them. He sure just brute forces them out of his way. As the team begins to worry, but not having enough time to truly process it. As that's going on, "Are you alright, Adam?" one of the soldiers states. "I'm fine. That man, even though he didn't deal any actual hits on me, he's not one to be underestimated. I almost had to resort to using my semblance. He's quite something. Indeed, he fought like a monster." "Yes, you said something like that, didn't you? That he has the ability to change into one. He might be necessary for our plans later on. But for now, I think our prize here is good enough." "Yeah. The best part is it didn't even cost us that much, except for a couple of soldiers." "Indeed. Killing it ourselves would have been much more of an effort. But having them do it, much more agreeable. Even if we did have to reveal ourselves a slight bit. The mistress will be pleased. Whatever you say. Oh, ow. Oh. Is everything alright? Yeah, as I said, that guy hits like a train. Oh, damn it. He says, walking into one of their bullheads. I'll leave it to you guys to transport that thing. Right. Very well. As we cut back to Team Igni, Ignatius is furious. He is slamming his hands into any tree nearby him, smashing bark and wood apart as he goes. As eventually Eugene gets behind him and just smacks him upside the back of the head, going, "What the hell is wrong with you?" What was that? What the hell is wrong with you, Igni? That's not how you act. Excuse me, Eugene, you heard me, Ignatius. What the hell happened back there? You went completely berserk. We rely on you. We count on you. Not only for coordination, but we count on you as a friend. What the hell were you doing? You went off like a complete madman. I haven't seen you. That was even worse than the time you were hopped off demon drug attacking frickin'. What's his stupid name? Roman. What is going on? I'm fine. No need for your concern. Bull crap. You're not fine. You just went on a complete rampage. You were sloppy. Excuse me. You don't think we saw? You got hit several times by that stupid bastard. The real you wouldn't have even been hit once. The real you wouldn't have even given him the time of day. He would have focused on the proper prize. Proper prize? The Deviljho. You would have only attacked them if they would have come after us. Instead, you went full on straight towards them, like a battle-hungry berserker. You looked like you were wanting a bloodbath. What is going on, Igni? I'm your friend. We're your friends. You deserve to tell us that much. I don't know. I feel fine. You feel fine? You certainly don't look it. I'll take your criticisms under advisement. He puts it as he begins to walk away. No, you don't. Huh? As then Galen walks up. Yeah, Igni, you need to chill, man. Just sit down and talk with us. Sit down? While those bastards are still hot on our tails? I'm regrouping and attacking. No, Igni. Igni, you need to calm down. Calm down! You want me to calm down? They attacked us. They stole our kill. They didn't steal our kill. You know, we abandoned it to them. We put in the effort. We tracked the Deviljho. Speaking of tracking, what the hell was that? As he points back towards Eugene. What do you mean? You said it was there. You said the creature was there. Yet we get there, and all that's there is smoke and mirrors. What the hell? I don't know. It was at the edge of my grid. As far as I'm concerned, it looked like it was there. But I think we went farther than it was than my grid led. What do you mean? Gallon says. I can only see things within a 500-foot radius of myself at my current point in time. That thing, it was at the edge of it, the very edge. As far as I'm concerned, it was probably there, but then got drug off before we arrived. Pulled away by whatever that thing is. I don't know. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Oh? How are you sure? Because when the stupid thing was attacking randomly at something, my semblance, it didn't find anything. There was nothing on it. It was just a bad case of it being at the edge of the grid and us not getting there soon enough. Is that the excuse you're using? As that's whenever Gallon smacks Igni upside the back of the head. Next one of you to do that's getting a kick. What? As soon as he turns around, Gallon just straight up punches the living shit out of Igni, hitting him square in the jaw, knocking him on his ass. Boom! What the? Shut the hell up, Igni. Shut up. Shut up and listen. You are not yourself right now. You are going way beyond your usual thing. You are going crazy. What the hell happened? This isn't the Igni we know. This isn't the Igni we follow. What is going on? Igni, please talk with us. We're here for you, but you gotta let us in. Shut up! Nothing's wrong. I'm just angry. Yeah, we can tell that, man. I lost my cool, okay? I'm sorry. Sorry isn't cutting it, Igni. Losing your cool isn't that. We've seen you lose your cool before. You say some crazy things. You don't threaten people's lives in that way. Seriously, what the hell? As he takes off his helm, I don't know. It's been like this ever since I've been wearing this armor. What? What? I think it has something to do with my semblance. I think maybe I'm becoming more like the Nergigante than I want. So you're saying the longer you're wearing that, the more primal your instincts are, huh? Maybe, I don't know. It just... While I'm wearing this armor, I feel invincible. I feel unstoppable. But at the same point in time, I feel rage. Rage beyond my wildest beliefs. My blood starts pumping faster when I'm in the heat of battle. It's like... Igni, why didn't you tell us sooner? Because it's my burden to bear. You're in a team, Igni. You nearly cost us our lives. What would have happened if your crazy rampage would have caught one of us, huh? You still think it's fair? No, you're right. Damn right I'm right. Eugene snaps. If the armor is causing you that much trouble, then maybe you shouldn't bother wearing it. I don't care how great defensively it is, or how powerful it makes you feel. If the side effect is you going on a wild rampage, then you should take that thing off and not bother with it ever again. Either that or get control over your shit, man. You're right. You're absolutely right. I don't know. Listen, I'm sorry I snapped at you, but seriously, you need to calm down. Maybe take a break from the armor for a while, huh? We should tell Ozpin about this. Alright. As they call in the bullhead. Meanwhile, why, Cinder, did you retrieve the... well, specimen? Why, yes, mistress, of course I did. Good, good. It'll come quite in handy for what I have planned. And what do you have in plan, if I don't mind asking, Madam Salem? Well, simple. These creatures are unique, they're powerful, they're dangerous. They're primal forces of nature in every way, shape, and form, and I do believe I should utilize them. And if nothing else, we'll see how they react to becoming grim. Or even if they can. With all due respect, Madam Salem, wouldn't that be a bit dangerous? Oh? You're questioning me. No, Your Grace. I would never question your logic. All I'm saying is that thing was powerful enough on its own to possibly destroy several columns of soldiers. Are we sure that we should... what if it can't be controlled? Are you saying that I'm weak? No, not in the slightest, Miss Salem, but... Madam Salem, but... What I am saying is, it's a foreign creature. And I just worry for your safety, as well as the safety of every one of us. Your concerns are noted, but it is unnecessary. Now be gone. As you wish, madam. This is going to be most interesting indeed. And with that, everybody, I shall end this episode. Bye for now.